yeah, Veronica Mars, I'm watching you. Private eye.
Hello and welcome to You're a Podcast, Veronica Mars. I am super disappointed that COVID is delaying a lot of things. Joe.
And I'm Travis, and I just realized I have ice in my drink, and it's going to give Joe a headache, so I apologize.
You are horrible. Why don't you get a straw?
It's like, because, like, I hate when people at Starbucks, now that they have the sippy lids, are like, I just need a straw, please. But the whole point is you don't need a straw. You don't need a straw for an iced coffee, okay? You look like a dipshit.
Well, unless you're recording a podcast and you don't want to have that annoying clinky noise every time you go for a drink.
Then I'm just not going to drink my soda. I'm sorry.
Looks like it.
It's going to be a watered down mess by the end of this hour.
Good. Just like you. But today we are here to talk about Veronica Mars, Season 3, Episode 18. I Know What You'll Do Next Summer.
Not have a Season 4.
Oh,
I mean,
they would never have had a season anything during the summer, so checkmate.
This
Travis.
episode, I feel, follows a lot of my issues with the last episode. Like, I really enjoyed the kids part of it, but really disliked the clearly written by white men trying to give us a racially equality type story.
Oh, we'll get there. It's exciting. It's exciting. I did not check who wrote this, but I already know. I already know. I already know it's going to be a white man. A white.
Oh, I checked because I just wanted to double check because one of the writers' names seemed like it could be a African surname. It was not, and I had my hopes up really high for a second there, and then it wasn't.
Oh no! Yeah, and two white men at that. Two of them to do this. I want to know which one wrote for the kids, because that was the best part of this episode yet again.
So what does iTunes one sentence description tell us?
So I haven't been reading these ahead of time since like halfway through the season because I'm just shitty. But I did this one and wow. iTunes says Veronica passes her PI exam and helps an African man prove his paternity. I mean, there is nothing factually wrong with this description.
No, there is not. It is 100% accurate.
However, I feel there is a myriad of ways to go about this that didn't involve this sentence.
Why did we need his race?
That was... yeah, so really glad I read that ahead of time because I don't know how this would have been if not. I don't know if I would have gotten through it.
So how do you want to break this episode down, Joe?
Let's just get the main mystery out of the way.
Okay.
Since I'm pretty sure we both... It wasn't bad, but like... It was the weakest part of the episode.
My biggest problem with the storyline or the mystery is that Veronica was very out of character.
Well, yeah, even Wallace mentions like
she was weirdly super trusting, especially what happened back in like what was it, Rusky Business when like she what?
It just feels like a lifetime ago.
I know, but it feels like Veronica should have learned from that, where you shouldn't just assume people are telling you the truth.
I think so. My take on it is she was just riding the high of passing her PI exam and just was really wanting to like get this case to work, and like it's like her first one after becoming a real deal PI, so she's going to be a bit more...
How about can we talk about the PI test just for a quick second?
Oh my god, I love it.
So, first of all, Veronica and Piz feel like they've been dating for months.
Ew.
Which is weird.
Ew.
It feels like we missed something.
I hated that entire scene.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hate the entire scene. I hated the entire Piz Veronica part.
Because they felt very buddy and not. I mean, I don't know. Couples do that. But it just.
I don't know. It was very pretty sneaky, sis. Like, I don't know. Like,
it was.
They have like a sibling chemistry, if any chemistry.
They have a sibling chemistry. It's very much what it is.
It's like Mac and Logan, but not as good.
Yes.
Except, like, one of them actually does want to fuck the other one. But it's still one-sided, because Veronica's like, yeah.
Well, it's very Duncan Veronica when Duncan thought Veronica was his sister.
But Duncan kind of liked that. I really liked just, like, Keith pop quizzing her in that whole scene.
Yes.
Like, it was just so cute how he'd, like, come in and, like, ask her a question, like, think he could, like, get one over on her. It was, but, you know, speaking of, you think she would have had a, better score than Keith? Since Keith probably didn't have a Keith to help him along.
I think
that she has him.
That was the point. Keith is a smart mentor. You never make the trainee better than you. Because let's be real, she'll always have to come back to him.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's fair.
And that's the kind of way Keith and Veronica play.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the main storyline of the
this
episode.
is kind of. I feel like the Piz and the Veronica stuff very much.
Okay, let's go to the main mystery.
Okay. Well, I did not care for it.
I did. Mr. Nelson Ellis, rest in peace, sir. The late great. He's the only straight man allowed to play gay.
I will say,
the best part of True Blood.
I appreciate that their accents weren't Kendra level offensive.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I have that. Oh my god. That was horrible. But yeah, no, it was, he did a great job. I
don't know. I don't think he did a great, I thought he did an okay job. I don't think he did anything.
Okay, you can only do so much.
Yeah, but I'm not giving him credit for showing up to set and giving his lines.
I'm not saying, like, oh, give this man an Emmy for the part, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Fuck. It doesn't have to be either, like, shit or Emmy worthy.
It does with Veronica Mars.
Oh my god. Is that why it just swept the fucking award show? I don't really have anything much for this.
I thought it was really weird how Veronica was very much Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side. She was the white savior, and she thought she was coming in as this white blonde woman to reunite these two black characters. It actually really made me uncomfortable how almost smug and proud she was of it.
My favorite part of this episode actually did come from the storyline. And it's when Veronica's, like, talking to Wallace about, like, the possibility of Apollo, like, having faked everything. And Wallace is like, mind your fucking white-ass business, Veronica. People are dying, and he is helping them. So just shut the fuck up.
I really appreciate that they used a real charity. Was Invisible People?
Invisible Children.
Invisible Children. Clearly he did stick to me.
Well, and this was, like, the cast was... They brought it.
Oh.
I believe I think
that
it was
makes sense.
I think it was Percy and someone else, because, like, it's like two of them, like, were really behind the charity.
This was a really interesting.
I want to say maybe Ryan.
This was a really interesting idea for an episode. I just don't think it delivered what it wanted to.
And what was that? What did it want to deliver? Stand and deliver.
I think they wanted to give this a very positive spin, which is great, and I'm glad that it actually turned out to be his dad and not some one looking for money.
Okay. I got really, really super teary-eyed at their little reunion. It was so sweet.
It was sweet. I just don't like the roundabout way of him, Apollo, being like, this was all a ruse. I like to protect myself.
That was a lot. People. That was
it was just a lot. It was a lot. And it just felt. I just didn't like how Veronica. I don't think Veronica had good intentions. I think she very much wanted this for the credits, and it kind of bugs me. It kind of really bugs me for some reason. I just have an icky feeling.
Oh.
I thought it was really weird how Piz got like his interview, and then apparently that made Piz like this big star now that everyone wanted.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. And then like Veronica lying to him about like interviewing him for the paper, and then he like gives his entire story to her. I'm like, how many times does this man have to do this? Like, just constantly like relive it. And then, like, the fact at the end that it really was all true and all him, it just comes back to, like, oh, God. Like, that's kind of shitty.
I do like that Veronica got caught in that line. The actual editor's like, Veronica.
So, I don't remember this. Can you BCC me on that email that mentioned that? I must have forgotten. But
Veronica would like, yeah, and just whip up a fake. Veronica's got this covered, okay?
I think, honestly, I get where you're coming from with the ill intentions from Veronica, but I really do think it was more like her first real case, like as Detective Mars, which was also a cute little moment of her.
I do
being able to
enjoy
answer
when
the phone.
Apollo's father came in. Is like, you're just a girl. And then she had the stupid like cat pen.
Oh my God! And she like gently sets it down, like ooh.
And I think that moment would have worked better if we had seen that pen any other time in the series, and not her just this one time where she kind of had to be an adult.
Like if she always had like a Clueless style pen, you know, the big feather. Like
it felt very like just reminding us Veronica is a teenager.
You're a teenage girl detective, triple threat.
It's like that's the tagline of her show.
We get it. Teen detective.
It's not gonna happen.
Women detectives are bitchier than regular detectives.
Sorry. There's times when they really want the audience to think Veronica is an adult, and then they flip it where they really want us to remind us if she's a teenager, and it always feels like it's for when the story needs her to fit, and I don't like it. It feels sloppy.
I don't think it's that deep.
No, I think it is.
I think it's more.
I don't think it's deep. I think it's lazy.
No.
I think it's bad characterization. It's like, okay, Veronica needs to be an adult this episode, but then in the next episode, but she draws with like crayons and.
Oh my God! You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I just think it's more like the dichotomy of it. Not the dichotomy of it. The juxtaposition of the two.
It doesn't work for me.
Duality? I don't know. Wow, that sounded like it was supposed to be more
duality. The duality
deep than what you said.
Veronica Mars.
Fuck off! I hate you. I did not.
She's an adult with a teen heart. But is actually just a teenager who.
So are a lot of transplant patients. So like, that wasn't bad. That was not problematic.
Also, shouldn't Veronica be like 20 at this point?
She is no.
Yeah, because she was like 18 at the beginning of season 2.
Not at the beginning of season.
Yes, it was at the beginning of season 2.
So then she would be 19 at the beginning of season 3 and 20 at the beginning of season 4. That's how math works, Travis. I understand you're gay, but we can get math.
But when's her birthday? It's in the summer, right?
It's like August, September.
Okay.
Yeah, calm down. Calm down. Or July. But I'm pretty sure it's August, September.
It has to be sometime
actually
in the summer.
99% sure it's one of those months. Anyway.
I'm 99% sure it's one of the 12 months of the year.
It falls somewhere on the 366 axis. Not sure where, though.
So, I guess kind of getting back to, Piz, because he kind of folds into this.
Oh, yeah, he does. You were right.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so snippy with me at the beginning.
Because I don't care about this man, and I have so much negative to say about him. It's just
so weird how the whole New York internship thing, and they're trying so hard to make this relationship a deeper, caring relationship, where it actually just kind of feels like a fling.
You know what really is just mind-boggling? So both Piz... Hold on, let me settle in for this, because I'm just really...
Oh, here we go. Here's a hot take from Jose.
Oh, no, this is... I'm pretty sure everyone has enjoyed this dish. So, Piz and fucking Veronica both get basically internships of a lifetime. Him for Pitchfork. Like, especially saying, like, Pitchfork became something. It wasn't, like... It really, like, held its own. And anyway,
I have no idea what Pitchfork
Veronica at the fucking FBI, like... Man, if you're wanting that type of like, that's the internship to get. They're both for 3 months over the summer.
Oh my god!
And we're supposed to believe that these two characters couldn't. Like, I believe Veronica is, and we address it at the beginning of next episode. I'm pretty sure. But the fact that, like, these characters are like, oh my god, I don't know, it's 3 months, like, where we're going to be busy doing internships of our lives, like, what did... I don't understand. Like, did he not expect her to get it? Like, this is also...
I don't think he did. He's kind of not a supportive boyfriend.
Either A, she didn't tell him about it, but he didn't seem surprised about it when she said she got it. Like, oh, you applied for this type of thing?
She mentioned earlier in the episode, was it to him about she just has to wait for her internship, but
it was just a voiceover. I'm pretty sure.
It's so hard to
tell. Or two, well, yeah, it's like talking to a wall when she's talking to Piz. So. Or two, she did tell him, and he didn't expect her to get it, and is, like you said, like, super unsupportive, and that's kind of shitty for him. And Logan, not to be this person, but Logan would have expected her to get it. He'd have already had the, like, celebration poster, like the congratulations poster, like, hanging.
Yeah.
Like, there would have been no question from him. And meanwhile, Piz is like, isn't that in Virginia? Like, yeah, you lazy piece of shit. It is. Your girlfriend is fucking amazing,
but
and
also,
you're some trash.
Would you expect, like, her to come to New York all summer with him? Because he seemed really
right.
fun.
Like, what is she supposed to do? Like, just hang out while he's like interning at Pitchfork?
New York last summer. Clearly, you don't know your Veronica Mars lore here. Okay,
dude, she's been there, done that. She doesn't need it anymore. She's experienced
also, I'm really
it all. What is she gonna
how
do?
Far, if she got the internship before or after, like, her mentor and, like, the guy who wrote her the letter was, like, turned out to be a murderer. Like, I wonder if they're just like, we'll just...
Where's the timeline? Was it already put in the approval pile when the verdict came down? Like, where does this all land?
Lucy Lawless couldn't go back. Well, we already accepted her.
Love that. Love this. I think that's really...
I just wanted to add also Piz... I hated his comment about, well, it's a top 40 radio. You know how much I hate that. You're a fucking... I hate music douchebags like that.
Indie songs. I can't... Like... His genre of music is my favorite genre of music, but I love top 40. Like, fuck off. Top 40 has a place.
I know. Top 40 has a place. It does. Like, not everything has to be... I don't know.
Sometimes you just want a good beat. Like, fuck. Sometimes you just want, like, 40 RPM. What's the highest, like, that high RPM that makes you happy?
I just need to cry in the shower, and I need the Spice Girls playing in the background, okay? Like, it's... I'm sorry. Bro. That's just how I live my life.
God, he's so aggressively heterosexual. I hate it. There's no shipping Piz with another man. Like, because there's no underlying... This is actually why I'm not getting into X-Men.
Which is really funny, because Chris Lowell plays a closeted gay man on Glow, and he does such an amazing job with it.
I would ship Chris Lowell with a lot of not Chris Lowell, but his other characters and things with other dudes. But Piz is just so.
I also didn't really
Rob
care
Thomas.
How Wallace was talking to Veronica, and he keeps saying "Don't break his heart. He has a big heart. Don't hurt him." And it's I would have loved to seen. They keep trying to make it like Piz is now a core member of this friendship, but they haven't shown us any of this.
You know who is? Parker.
Yeah.
Because we have seen Parker integrated with the group.
Yeah.
Piz just is only there to lust after Veronica. Oh. You know what sent me into a fucking rage of Piz?
Tell me what. Please share.
When he's coming up to tell Veronica about I got the internship at Neptune's and it's top 40 or whatever, like you were just saying, he comes in and slams the 2 drinks down on the table, and you could even see Veronica was like, ugh. It pissed her off. That pissed me off. If someone were to have done, I would have thrown the drink. That just sent me into a rage. Sorry, I was trying to hold back a hiccup right there, and I couldn't. I got so excited to talk about my anger, and I was gonna hiccup.
Maybe this is why iTunes lists him as a reoccurring guest star,
because that's what he deserves.
Because they're just someone loves Veronica Mars. I can't do it. I can't put him as a main character.
You know what's funny is I'm a much more mellow love fanatic than I was back when this aired, and I don't think I hated Piz this much when it aired. I thoroughly dislike this character in such a way that doesn't involve him stepping in between Veronica and Logan.
I think as an adult, you have a different perspective of characters, and especially after you've done college, and I don't know. The whole 3-month thing still really bugs me, and I'm going to use
it's so childish.
I'm going to use this as a segue to break into Logan and Parker, because I also thought it was really stupid with Logan and Parker. How she kind of flipped out on him for this whole... Because he's well, you're going to Denver for the summer. I think
it was also No, I agree with you. But I also think that he didn't say anything at all about it, and that
I get. It's weird he didn't bring it up. I also
but
don't
that's old
why
Logan.
None of these kids are taking summer classes. It's weird.
Well, I think it's pretty normal not to take summer classes.
But I don't know. A lot of the people I grew up with took summer classes and didn't.
But that was also to graduate early. I don't think they're in any rush to do that in this TV show.
I don't know. It's just such a weird. But I feel like it's such a TV trope. Is all these college kids just take the summer off when a lot of them don't.
That's fair. That is fair though.
Yeah.
Because
Or if they're going to take the summer off, they take the summer off to work, but that's not the plan for any of these characters.
Right. They're all going on vacation. Where are we going on vacation, you guys? Well, I guess Parker's going back home and getting a job. Logan's not. Dick's not, but they're rich.
But she's getting a job so she can go on vacation with her family for spending money.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. Okay, Parker's parents are just the absolute worst.
It's too over the top. It's too much. It's not a subtle, interesting thing like how Celeste is too much. They're just actually too much.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I didn't really write much. It was just they continue to be horrible people.
It just seems super fake and forced. And I don't know, you're supposed to feel bad for Parker, but also it doesn't seem to have affected her as a character. There's no actual follow through, because I thought they introduced this idea back when her mom first shows up at the beginning of the season, but then Parker doesn't address it at all, and it doesn't seem to have stopped her from doing anything. So I don't.
It would have been nice if they had shown up 1 or 2 more times in a less aggressive way, in a more but I guess they're only but why are they showing up this time actually? Because last time they showed up she was raped. This time
it's weird because it's not school's over yet.
It's almost over. We're 2 episodes away. Their daughter's going to come home in 2 weeks and they're going to visit.
But I guess, to be fair...
the more we talk about this, the more I hate it.
To be fair, Denver and LA, or Denver and Los... They're very close, so it's not it's that out of the way.
Yeah, that's fair, but if it's not that out of the way, for one, why are we doing it 2 weeks before, and why not...
It would have been nice if Parker's like, my parents are in town because, like, there's a reason. Like, they happen to have to do something here. But it's also, it's Neptune.
Yeah. Okay, let's get away from this.
So, yeah, I thought it was really... The whole Parker-Logan tension felt very forced, and it didn't need to be there.
Oh, you know what I did like with that, though, is the Logan-Veronica dynamic when Veronica mentions to him, like, oh, well, you didn't tell Parker about South America. Like, I really enjoyed that little dynamic that they had. It felt natural and it was nice to see some chemistry with Veronica.
Just because they have a great chemistry. I also really like that Parker asked Veronica, like, can we talk about this? It's just okay. And I do enjoy Veronica seemed to be actually okay talking about it.
It hurts a little, but she's still like, I'm not running away.
I think
like, I'm going to do my job.
She's still, in part of her mind is, Parker is technically a friend of mine. I should be supportive.
Yes. And that's fucking growth for Veronica.
Parker just happened to catch Veronica on a good week. Like, she was a PI now.
She just got her PI. She's in a happy mood, you guys. You got to catch her now.
Yeah.
Get those favors in now.
Get them in now. Because they don't come often.
No. Oh. Okay, so let me get this out of the way, because this is what annoyed me the most out of this episode. And how I knew it was written by at least one white man. So, throughout the entire episode, for Logan and Dick's trip, we're just told they're going to South America. Oh. So, if you were to tell someone, hey, I'm taking a trip, I'm going to North America? No, you would say Canada, US, or Mexico. Or even more within that, you would probably say the state or province you're visiting because, well, you would.
You would never say, I'm just going to America. When I visited
I'm just going to North America,
like,
guys.
When I was taking time off from work, I was like, I'm going to America, guys. Don't worry about any other details.
I'm staying in North America, you guys. Don't even worry about it. Like, it's fine.
Especially since South America, there's like 100 countries shoved in there.
Do you know what's really funny? I didn't look too deep. I glanced at a map. I went to Google Maps, type in South America map. Just glancing at it, there are all of 2 countries, 2, that do not touch the ocean. And that includes Bolivia and Paraguay. Literally and you could have picked a random country, and 98% of the time you would have been right that it's touching ocean, and it would have been,
and it's not like they were gonna actually, like, we can't say what it is because we're gonna have to film that if it's out in the world.
Dude, so, like, and it's this problem that really only happens with South America and Africa, whereas
did we get a country from where Apollo was, or did they always say Africa? I can't remember.
I believe it said Uganda.
Okay. So it wasn't just like,
it was actual part of the charity. Like, I think I could have supplemented that into there, but again, like, I wouldn't be shocked because this happens primarily with, like, South America and Africa, where you just say the continent, where it's supposed to, like, substitute for a country.
Europe, you'd never be like, I'm going to Europe.
Oh no, you're going to Germany.
Unless you were like traveling through Europe, you'd say Europe. But if you're going to a specific country, you'd never be like, I'm just going to Europe. No, I'm going to, like, England. Or
you want people to know I'm going to Spain. Yeah. I'm going to Italy.
I also don't understand why Dick and Logan are going on vacation in the first.
They've had this planned forever.
But how come it never came up then? Maybe he's like, I told Veronica, and I just assumed I told Parker.
That is fair. That is probably accurate. I don't.
Also, I find it not to, like, say it's Parker's fault, but did Parker ever ask what Logan was planning to do this summer?
Ooh, fair.
Because this is definitely a two-way thing.
Yeah, because I do see from his point of view, like, if she says, I'm going to, like, visit my parents in Denver, he's like, well, I'm just going to do whatever here. And if that includes going to South America, that includes going to South America. Like, yeah, granted, it is only 2 hours away, like Denver and California, but, like, I don't know. I also wouldn't like expect. She was like, we'll see each other every other weekend or whatever.
Well, did she?
Like,
that's the thing.
still...
When did she bring it up? Like, hey, I'm going to Denver for the summer, but we're still going to see each other. Or did she just say, hey, I'm going to Denver?
Yes. Yeah, and I feel that's kind of what it was. And she kind of expected him to like fill in the blanks of, oh, we'll still see each other every now and then. Like, I do like that it does feel like both sides.
Both sides definitely dropped the ball, but I think the story tried to make it seem more like it was all Logan and not Parker.
Yes.
And I don't think that's quite fair. But I will say Logan reminds me a lot about my boyfriend when he's trying to like talk or communicate. He always has to like think through it before he says anything, which drives me crazy as a person because I'm very much say the first thing that comes to my mind. But I kind of appreciate how Logan's trying to navigate the waters without just being like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Parker. I'm going away. I guess you can come. Also, I kind of understand why when the trip is canceled, Logan cancels it, but I don't understand why Logan's not like, well, instead of going to South America, why don't we do something else together instead of Parker was like, well, I guess I'm going back to Denver.
I don't. Well, but also they're gonna still see each other because that was her whole. She was so mad because they would
not gonna pay for anything on this trip because that also kind of bugs me.
But she was also invited.
Yeah, but it's...
Also, they're loaded. No, fuck that. Logan and Dick are loaded.
I don't get why they could just choose a smaller place.
But also, I guess like Logan couldn't afford it without Dick, so I don't know if he could have afforded Parker.
Just a Parker all alone. Yeah, this is fair.
But I guess they'll be sharing like a room anyway, so like it's not really adding much to except for airfare.
I guess airfare. Yeah,
and it depends on how much that's going to cost. Like what part of South America? North South America? South.
Let's talk about maybe my favorite part of this episode, and it's also really disappointing: the Dick and Big Dick stuff.
Oh, this is what
I've been waiting for all season. And
did you not enjoy it?
No, I really enjoyed it. What upsets me is this is all we get because Big Dick isn't in the rest of the season.
Yep.
And I mentioned it last episode how they're trying to sow these seeds for season 4, and it's funny because actually the big stuff plays such a big part of season 4 that we eventually get.
Oh, right.
But it's
fresh out of jail, and that's funny because he was only supposed to go to jail for like a year. And don't we pick up with him like just getting out of jail?
I don't think he's just out of jail. I think it's because J.K. Simmons is his jail mate, so that's why it feels like it's closer than I don't.
Oh.
I loved it. I loved Dick breaking down. There was something I've been waiting for this moment all season for Dick because I didn't even cross my mind that this is where Beaver killed himself. And Dick has to come to here every single day.
Right? Oh, fuck. I didn't... When he said that,
the way he says, like, I walk by the place where he splatted every day. I'm like, oh, yeah. That's right. He did splat. He splatted hard.
It's... Oh, my God. It's...
And I appreciate that Dick kept calling him Cassidy. And...
Yes.
And how he kind of takes responsibility, not just for Cassidy's death, but for the death of everyone on the bus. There's like this weird moment of clarity from Dick that it was so good, and
Ryan Hansen destroyed that scene. Like he did.
And then
so
Big
good.
Dick is very much no, I get it, but you can just tell he doesn't really.
Oh
no,
yeah.
And then what really sells it is when Dick comes back into the hotel room with Logan. And he's like legit just finished crying, and he can barely kind of get the words out to Logan.
Yeah.
And there's this nice moment I do like that Logan's like, oh no, I understand. You know, my dad's going to jail.
He's not even going to press it.
My dad went to jail. Like... I get it. There's this weird connection.
If you're lucky, when he gets out, he'll get shot.
I mean, I think Aaron got a better... I think Aaron got the better end of that.
His was a lot cleaner, and he was enjoying himself while
because I think one of my big downfalls of season 4 is Dick and Big Dick don't feel like they're on the same story. They feel very disconnected as characters. I don't think they get really much overlap.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I've been holding off on rewatching it. And I just want to watch it.
Fair. This was like one of the best scenes this entire season. And
hands down.
The fact that there's no follow through, and I part of me wonders if season 4 would have dealt with this more. That whatever, season 4 in the sense of like the 2008 season 4, or not, because they clearly set it up Big Dick for something, and I'm glad that they used him eventually.
I completely forgot he came back. Like,
I completely forgot too until I saw his name in the credits. I'm like, oh, was that Big Dick?
So I had I had Hulu open on my laptop, and I was taking notes while I was doing it. So I had the screen smaller, and I have subtitles on, so it blocks all like the credits when it's playing by. So I didn't even see it. So that was a fun. I was like, oh my god!
Because then I went up to IMDb. I'm like, oh, does Big Dick play a big part of the rest of the season? But he doesn't. This is his only episode this season. No. I also find it really weird how he's in more of season 4 than like his entire time on the first couple seasons of Veronica Mars.
Oh yeah, they really gave it to him in season 4. They're like, hey, you want a title role? We got you.
So yeah,
I don't. Which also, I was glad.
I can rewatch. I rewatched the scene a couple times because it was good. It was good. Ryan Hansen, he's never. This is his first time to show any kind of dramatic acting in the show, and it works. I felt his pain.
Oh my god, he did so well. Like, it was insane that he was able to. Like, I felt large amounts of sympathy for Dick. Like,
well, it considering who he is, like, that he doesn't just take, like, he actually takes responsibility for what happened. Like, in his mind, he sees it as, like,
oh my god, when
partially his fault.
When he says, like, you ever think he's dead because of us? Yeah. Or that he killed those people because of us? We used to have a contest to see which one of us can make him cry. Like, that's insane. Like, that he's just, like, he's really realizing everything, like, his consequences of actions, yet it's just weird that we didn't see that throughout this season.
Yeah, I think that would have been such an interesting route to go rather than focusing on some of the
party
other stuff
Dick.
We did. Because I know
they wanted him as a rape scapegoat.
Well, because you even said it a couple times. This was a soft reboot, and it feels very weird that they're. I think the writers realized it wasn't working, so they're trying to bring back elements. Because even like when Jake Kane shows up at the end of the season, it feels like they're trying to bring in elements that worked better, but it was way too late by now. Like,
and it's funny,
way
like,
too late.
I know coming into these episodes, I was like, God, can we just like skip over these or whatever? But these have been some of the better episodes of the season.
They've been half. If we would just cut like.
Yeah.
Cut the
It's been the best character stuff this season.
I'm really glad we got this like 17 episodes in, finally character development for our characters. Because I have to say, this has been another great Mac episode. If we want to switch over to
we do.
At first I thought she wasn't going to be in this episode because when Veronica and Parker are talking, and Veronica's like, "Oh, is Mac busy?" I'm like, "Oh, is that a way to write her out of this episode?" And
yes, I thought so too. I'm so happy when she showed up. Her and Mac's little sex hole that they have made.
They are just like
little sex den.
They're just a nerdy, cute couple. Like, I like in the last scene with them together, he's like a bull.
No.
He's like, no. I thought that was so stupid and so cute.
I was friends with these people in high school, and it just it's just so gross. It just grossed me out.
I really appreciate that Mac seems very free sexually than she was before.
Oh my god, yes. She's so happy.
Yes. And I appreciate her because it happened to me when I started dating my boyfriend. Like, you kind of do fall into this weird bubble, like this. You two are the only people in the world. Because that's weird.
Yeah.
The only time I would go okay, Joe and I text like constantly every day, every single day, and I think the only time we had like gaps in us chatting was when I started dating my boyfriend, and that was like the only time there'd be like days, because there'd be times where one of us is trying to find something in our chat and it's a lost cause, because if it's more than 2 days away, it's dead.
It's not happening.
It's gone.
That was years ago.
But then I noticed when I started dating my boyfriend, there would be like actual, you could clump in the days.
It would like
that's weird.
It wouldn't say the time I last got a message from you. It'd say like a date I last got some message. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. So I really enjoy that Mac was able to come up for air a little bit.
Well, yeah, and you know what I really loved about this episode is how like seamlessly and like perfect it felt, like an ensemble. Like Veronica like went in and out of like Parker,
this
Mac,
is how they should do it.
Logan, Piz, Keith, like
we even got
she was
Wallace,
able to
and he didn't even feel like a total afterthought.
Oh yeah, Wallace was there. Yeah. Like she was able to touch base with like everyone but Weevil, basically, from the main cast, and Lamb, but I mean, she didn't break out the Ouija board, so we knew that wasn't
But they
gonna
even name
happen.
drop Lamb this episode, which worked.
There we go, everyone. We just didn't get Weevil. Oh, okay. You know what really pissed me off, though, is when Max is like, I get like $1,500 a week from doing this, and I don't plan on quitting anytime soon, so if that's a problem, and she's like, oh my god, I'm like, Mac, that's like $6,000 a month in 2007. Do you know how much money that is back then?
I think what bugged me was it seemed more like he didn't have any ambition. I also find it really, he just was like waiting to get kicked out of school. So I understand where Mac's coming from on that perspective.
But also, like, I would expect more from Mac to think that college is an end-all be-all for like a career after school. Like, she was the one that wanted to quit from her fucking purity test. She was, like, ready to, like, not do anything.
I think more Mac was afraid of, I don't think for him, more for her falling into that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she'll start quitting school, and then, because I think she doesn't want to be
what you're saying.
Her mom, like the housewife, and that's not something Mac wants to be.
I get what you're saying. Like, she doesn't want to just be his appendage type of thing.
Yes.
Like, fault. Like, well, you know, he can afford this, so like, do I really need to like do this? And like, when you're first falling in love, like, she could definitely, like, anybody could give up like anything at a moment's notice type of thing. So I get that, actually. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But still, like, don't fumble that bag, girl. Like, oof.
Well, I think she clearly, I don't know.
No, they got back to it because the bull thing.
I think it's really interesting because Mac grew up around, basically half the girls in her school were looking for a trophy husband and would love to like just do that. And that's something Mac's always fought against.
Well, it's something Madison would
exactly
love.
Well, I mean, Madison unfortunately would not give Max the time of day, and she would be stupid.
But I mean, yes, but also like it's not just money; it's also status. And
this is
Max
true.
Max isn't bringing in any status.
Well, Madison doesn't want new money; she wants old, established money.
Oh, she knows what she knows where the real money is.
Can vanish quickly.
Go away.
Old money has
in an
roots.
instant. You can't just accidentally spend old money. Like, you would have to gamble it hard to get rid of old money.
Yes.
Or have a competent government take it from you. But anyway. Yeah, that's kind of... Oh, God, no. Okay. So, one line that I really, really hated from Mac is she uses the phrase Pisneyland. And I literally wanted to throw myself off of a bridge.
I giggled. I also like how Veronica was saying there's no roller coasters. And I was like, Veronica, you love a good roller coaster. Who you fucking kidding?
Right?
Okay?
She wants a couple loops. And he's just like, look at this kiddie ride. Whee!
He's the
I don't know
teacups.
Disneyland rides.
He's the teacups.
Oh, it just leaves you dizzy and nauseated?
Yes.
Fair.
He leaves you pizzy and nauseated.
Let's move into the key stuff.
I just have one more thing to
like,
say about the kids, I guess. What did you think of at the end of Wallace signing up for the Invisible Children thing? It felt very like special episode of the week to me.
Yeah, I had that at first, but then I'm pretty sure Percy was part of the organization, so that's kind of why they did that for his character. But it also makes me
wonder, was this their way of writing Wallace out for the next season?
Right? Because I'm like, well, but also, like, I think it was more like, I don't think it was a permanent thing. I think it was like, what's Wallace going to do over the summer?
But didn't you say it was like 6 months?
I don't think so, because they do set Wallace up for season 4 in episode 20.
Because I thought he said it was like 6 months or a year or something, so that's why it threw me off.
Maybe they probably did, but there's definitely seeds being planted for Wallace in season 4 in the next.
I get what they're going for. It just took me out of the episode, to be honest.
I get you. It did feel very abrupt and like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
especially since...
Okay, bye, Wallace. Like, is he going tomorrow?
It just seemed very much like, let's get the black character to be the only one to care about this.
Let's get the black character to Africa.
Yeah.
Is what it felt. Because we're not going to say the continent. Like, we're not going to say a country, just the continent. That's all. That's like my first impression because of, like, that's kind of the tone that was set.
Yeah.
And I had to remember that, like, there were cast members that brought the organization to the writers.
But then I wish maybe it's because I watched it, maybe during the TV broadcasting, they had something at the end that gave us more information.
They did, I believe. Yeah.
Because the version I watched did not.
No, it was not included on Hulu.
Okay, I guess the Keith?
Yeah. All I really want to say for that is I guess the Kendall thing again with Liam.
Ugh.
Like the fact that Kendall's not going to come back or anything of that was weird to bring that specifically up. With Liam, I understand why they're bringing Liam back up because of the whole Vinny thing and them helping Vinny win the election. But the Kendall thing felt weird and very misplaced.
It felt weird and misplaced, almost like they wanted to do something with it, but I don't think they actually did.
Because it felt like, oh, remember this? We're going to suddenly drop it. But then, like, knowing what happens in the next 2 episodes is kind of just like, okay, I guess.
I like
remember Kendall?
Hinted that
wink, wink.
Kendall, they're not sure what happened to Kendall, which was kind of like a positive.
That's the only, like, good side of this is it kind of reconfirms that Kendall, we have no confirmed body.
Yeah.
We have no confirmed body. So she's somewhere on a beach in South America.
Didn't we establish her and Duncan are
body.
raising baby Lily?
That's right. There we go. Australia. See, that's one where you can say country or continent because it's the same fucking thing.
That's such a...
That one makes sense. Also, there's only like 4 square feet of Australia that you can inhabit. So,
I really enjoy
shout out to
the Keith versus Cliff stuff. Well, not versus Cliff, but like...
Oh my god, no, that's what I have written down.
Because Keith always puts up, like, Keith really enjoys Cliff's, like, bullshit and, like...
Yes!
Until it actually, like, affects him.
One of the best parts of the episode. He's like, don't answer that. And it just shows, like, Cliff is the only good male character. Cliff is the best. And I just loved that whole scene of Keith getting so frustrated with it. I really liked it when I was a PI, and that's why you're not going to have my vote.
Which that was like that kind of hurt. I'm like, are you guys not friends anymore?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of season 2. I was like, well, Cliff ends up campaigning for Keith, but then that was season 2. I don't know if he does for this one.
I also...
Ooh, is this a breakup with Bestie?
I thought it was weird that Sax is Sax Keith's assistant? Because he's like, Veronica's on the phone with you. Is there not like Inga or anyone else working the phones except for Sax?
Sax just lives to serve. We figured this out last episode. Or 2 episodes ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we are recording these ahead of time. So
it only took us an entire season, but we're ahead.
Jesus Christ. Oh, are you ready for some segments? I did. Oh wait. Speaking of cops, I did love Keith's line at the end, where he's like, "My daughter, the Fed." It was just, yeah. Oh, they're so much fun. I love that. Anything else though?
That is everything. Yes,
it is. Okay.
Oh, I enjoyed. I'm so torn. I really like Vinny, and he was fine in this episode. He just felt like he was very out of place. We didn't really need him this episode.
No, because they're setting up the whole sheriff thing.
I get it, but I don't like Vinny with
the Fitzpatricks.
No, I just don't like Vinny with an actual like plan or goals. That's not the Vinny I love. But I really enjoy when they're watching the campaign and Veronica's like, Vinny has kids and kids like none that he knows of. I truly believe there's a bunch of little.
Oh, Vinnies. The commercial! Oh my god, yes! Fuck yes! Oh god, I do enjoy Agent of Chaos.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
So now can I go into segments?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like just reading over my notes. I actually had a lot of notes for this episode, surprisingly.
Fashion. In this segment, we like to talk about the fashion of the episode, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what was kind of just worn by those around us. What did you like the most? I went first last time.
Veronica had this weird Lois Lane reporter look going that I really liked.
Are you talking about the little itty bitty gray?
Yeah.
Yes,
she wore it for like a majority of this episode.
She wore it a lot.
It just reminded me of something like Lois Lane would wear. I really enjoyed it.
And then with like the little like very loose blue blouse. Like
that's the one thing. I wish it was a little cleaner at the top.
Yeah, I
but it was a nice little look.
Like the sleeves felt a little too billowy.
But I like the buttons on the vest. It just felt very much like Veronica's now in reporter mode.
But she's a PI.
I know.
The only other thing I have, because I didn't really notice too much, Mac's like green short sleeve, where she goes to break up with Max. It has this like really kind of thickish collar that I thought looked really good, and I was like squinting real hard to see what the pattern was, and I couldn't really make it out.
I liked Veronica had a yellow tank top and gray sweater at one point near. I think that's when the Apollo and his dad reunited.
That's right.
I really enjoyed that. It was very summery, and all through the episode, though, she wore this necklace that was like a heart with wings on it, which I thought was the tackiest thing in the world. And it just, that's all I could focus on. It was hideous.
I didn't even notice
it looked like it came out of a gumball machine or something. It was hideous. And I'm like, you made such a big deal about Lily's necklace being stolen. You just stopped wearing it? Like, you got it back. You broke up a family and you got it back. And you're like, you don't even wear it?
I broke up a family. That little girl was the devil and deserved to have her family broken up.
Veronica just stopped wearing it then? She's like, you know what? It served its purpose.
just to prove a point, fuck that bitch. She just throws it away.
I know, right? And then I liked Parker's red shirt at the end of the episode, but I hated the pants she was wearing with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't really care much for what Parker was wearing this episode, which hurt.
It was just her red. It was just the shirt. It stood out really nice.
And none of the guys had like
anything
worth talking about. Like, I'm tired of them dressing Wallace so bad. Like, he is, like, between him and Piz, like, I mean, I guess, like, they're living together, so they have to be the worst dressed.
But even Logan...
Like, there's no one to take inspiration
Dick wasn't even wearing anything fun this episode, so...
But that, I mean, I also
just want to quickly add, as much as I really like the Dick stuff, it felt very weird in this episode, because it didn't feel connected to anything.
And it was so far... It felt... Well, it was connected in terms of, like, the trip.
But that... But it could have been seen Big Dick in basically 2 full seasons because he's only in the first like 2 episodes of season 2.
5 episodes, like the first 5 episodes. No, wait, I think you're right.
It's the second episode when Beaver's like in the office and everyone's like tearing everything apart. He's only in like 2 episodes.
Daddy,
yeah, because I only remember because Beaver is on the cover of episode 2 for season 2.
Back when you made
Back when I made
for the
covers.
podcast.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Maybe they'll come back for season 4 in the movie because I actually care.
No, they
about
won't.
that.
No, they won't. Don't lie to them.
But it just felt very weird. As much as I enjoyed it, it was such a weird part of the episode.
Dude, I completely agree. Like, it was this weird pocket.
I almost
of
wish
greatness.
that would have been a storyline on its own, because that could have held an entire big
could have
storyline.
Filled an entire
Yeah.
storyline. Oh, God. I agree.
It just ended up being like a side story to Parker and Logan, which just was so weird.
So weird for how heavy it was. Like, it also would have been nice to kind of included Mac
Also,
in on this.
I have to say, since the main storyline focused so much on a father and son, this would have been an interesting B storyline. But like,
it's
just
a
show
D
some sort of
storyline.
juxtaposition or something. It just felt weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it could have been given a larger role.
And also the
in
Parker
the
stuff.
episode.
This is, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a lot of parent drama in this episode, but none of it felt connected or like they were trying to make a statement.
Well, no, Logan's are dead. We don't know where Wallace's are. Pizzers is in Oregon. Yeah, it was everyone who has parents as parents. Well, no, not Mac. We didn't get Max, really. But I guess her systemic
These are the
trauma
jokes.
from her parents made her apprehensive towards Max.
Shallow and pedantic. Let's go to our next thing.
Shallow and pedantic. It's time for our favorite quotes of the episode. Bam, 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 bam. In this section,
People are just
we like to
falling
talk
all over
about our favorite
themselves
quotes
to
of the
not pay
episode.
you.
Bam, 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 bam. What do you have?
So mine's a Veronica Piz line, which disgusts me, but it was like a
Oh, I
funny
fucking
line.
hate you. No, that's not even going on here. Don't even say it.
I thought that actually really cracked me up. Because I think internships are the biggest bullshit in the world.
Oh my god, it's the biggest scam.
Like, as an artist and a graphic designer, when I was going to school, pretty much my instructor nailed it into us. Don't go for internships. You're going to get very little experience, and it's just free labor for secretary work.
Oh, I hate internships are. I'm glad I never had to. I feel bad for everyone.
The only
who's
time I
had
ever
to,
did
'cause there's-
free labor was during school when we had we had to do work experience, and that was the only time. And you had
Oh,
to
so you
do
gave
that.
free child labor.
It was free
That's what
child
you
labor
gave.
because we had to do work experience. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Canada.
you need to do it for at least 2 weeks. Mine was cool. I did one for a newspaper and for an art gallery, so it was actually really fun.
Oh, so at least you had a good time with it.
I had a really good time with it. Actually, I loved it. It was so much fun. What's your quote? It's gonna be it's a long one, I know.
It is. And I haven't had a long one in a while. Like my last one was all of a second.
Yours
long.
was a Travis
And I
quote.
beat your
That's for
score by
sure.
2 points.
It really was.
But don't worry, Dad. I'll still lob in the
So
token
it's at the
ball from
beginning,
time to time, asking for
after
advice, thereby validating
Veronica
your
thinks she got the higher score
Honey.
than Keith.
Yeah.
I made a 97.
It's beneath you to lie to me in this, my finest hour.
Are you at your desk?
No.
Are you at my desk?
Yes.
Then this will be easy. Pull out my middle drawer. I had a feeling this moment would come. You see it there?
Yep.
Sweetie, maybe you should go sit back down at the receptionist desk.
Gotta go. Duty calls.
And then the phone rings. It's great.
She's just like, oh, gotta go.
But I wonder, did Keith just tell her for years that he got a 92 just to fuck with her?
I think so. Just to have this moment, to try to push her to get a better score because he knows he has a competitive daughter that will try
Actually
to get a better score than him. Right. So he's like, well, I better like say I only got this so that she gets this.
She like purposely answers a couple questions wrong, so it doesn't look like she doesn't want to like she doesn't want to embarrass her dad too much.
And now she's pissed, and now she's livid. She's like, I downplayed it so you didn't feel too bad, and now.
And I love at the end when they're hugging about the internship, and he's like, now you can make up for that lousy score.
Oh God, she was seething about it.
And she was just so cocky sitting at his desk.
Oh, are you at your desk? No. Are you at my desk?
Go Pirates!
It is her delay to answer.
All right,
it.
are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm ready for the next category.
What category are we on right now? MVP, our most valuable of pirates. In this segment, we like to talk about the character we thought just shined above the rest. Who do you have? You have to go first.
Sorry, we're doing MVP, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I like kind of like a brain seizure there for a second. I'm gonna give it to Dick.
Okay, good, because I thought you were. It's a good it's fun. Like,
this is the one time I've given it to him. He actually deserves it. It's not me just being like a creep.
A creep, or like, oh, he was really funny or something. Yeah, like he actually did. He had a good heartfelt moment that we never get from Dick. So
because I would have loved
Ryan Hansen sold it
to continue in season 4, but it doesn't.
I know, he's just some movie star now. I'm gonna, since you're giving it to Dick, I'm gonna give it to Cliff.
Fair.
Because he's the only good man. And just, God, I actually would have loved a little bit more of Cliff versus Keith as sheriff.
That could have been a whole episode.
It really could. That could have been a B plot. Like, Keith has to try to figure out how to outsmart Cliff, but Cliff has been doing this for so long. It's not that Cliff is smarter than Keith. He just knows how to outplay him.
Cliff knows all of Keith's moves.
Well, yeah, and then Keith has to pull in Veronica to try to help.
But then Veronica doesn't want to be like the child between two divorced parents. She just can't handle it.
Yes. She's like, no, you guys are on your own. I can't do this sick, twisted. Yeah, not me.
Because Cliff has stuff on Veronica, and Veronica has stuff on Cliff, but it's like a mutual insured destruction.
Oh,
so they're just very much like, sorry, Dad, this is all on you.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
That's one secret Cliff will never tell. XOXO.
Veronica.
All right, let's move into our last segment. Pirate points. In this segment, we like to say how many pirate points the episode has earned. We figure by the time we've gotten to this point, whether we liked it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. So instead of giving it a letter grade or numerical score, we like to say how many pirate points it hath earned. Do you want to go?
Yes, because you're going to hate me for this.
Oh, God.
I give this episode enough pirate points to spend the summer with your jail-bound DILF.
You're an idiot.
I don't know what it is. I find Big Dick Casablancas very attractive.
No, he is. It's not like he's not hot. He's hot. It's there.
Let's be honest. We all know Madison has slept with him. You know it.
Oh, oof. As Lily was sleeping with Logan's dad, Madison was sleeping with Dick's dad.
Yeah.
Only one of them was a murderer, though, so,
I mean...
fair. Yeah, fair. So, I feel mine's too harsh now, because I did like the episode, and this feels like I
know. Okay, that's the problem these last two episodes. I really dislike them, but I kind of don't hate them.
Not at all. Okay, so mine is enough pirate points for a trip to Disneyland during COVID. You get what you deserve.
Oh my God, that's awful. It was not that bad of an episode.
I know.
Okay, maybe just like a trip to Disneyland on like the off or like during, I don't know, not COVID.
Non-panoramic season.
Yes.
Oh, God, I hate it. Here. Yeah, that's what I got. That brings us to the end of the episode. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to give us a little 5-star rating on that iTunes. Bow, bow, bow. Love it for us. Also, be sure to subscribe so you do not miss an episode. If you want to follow us on social media, where I randomly post nothing things, but I'm trying to post more, like with these fun quote things that I'm trying to do.
They're so much fun. I really enjoy them.
Oh, thank you.
It makes me realize how much I say like, and it pains me, but it is what it is. And I noticed there's a couple times where you don't even like write the word like, because you just, I think, done with it.
There was already another, I just, at some point I'm just like, no, we're good. We're good here. I do a lot, so I'm right there with you, buddy. I say like, but I own like. I don't care. I'm a Valley girl. It's who I am.
Oh, can't you just listen to audio like a Word document and hit Control F and just delete all the likes? That's how it works.
I fucking hate you. Yep, that's exactly how it works. Actually, there is a way you could do something like that.
Sure there is.
If you were to get it like captioned or whatever, and then you can just kind of Control F that and find the marker spot. Yeah. Anyway, I would never. That's way too much work. So. If you want to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, like I was saying, our handle is @veronicamarspod on both of those. If you want to follow me personally on Twitter, I am @Ojo. That is OHJEAUX. Where are you, Travis?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram @Travis Truant. That's Travis, then TRUANT.
Perfect. And with that, we will see you all next week with Veronica Mars, Season 3. Episode 19. Weevils wobble, but they don't go down. Really excited to have Weevil back next week. It's gonna be a blasty blast, because what's been nice, like having all the kids here, we've been missing Weevil. It would have been really nice to also have Weevil around a little bit more.
But to be fair, it's hard when he's not a college student. He feels like kind of an adult sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, let's hang out with the janitor. Like, why did they have to do that? Why couldn't they just make him part of Keith?
Or like, I don't know.
A student. Why couldn't he just, like, fuck the school?
They wanted him to be part of the school, but then, like, he didn't actually end up really being part of the school.
Right? Okay. Don't let him graduate. Ugh. Anyway, we'll see you all then. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Goodbye.
Ciao.
You tried to say Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.